It's Monday, February 22nd, and this is your coffee break on the HAN network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you the area's latest headlines. We'll also be talking later in the show with two special guests to find out about the Lions Low Vision Center at Griffin Hospital's rehabilitation services. Rob Adams, of course, joins us for sports and a look at the forecast. And Donald Eng takes a look back on this day in history. But first, on to some of the stories we're following today. An article that has gone viral on Facebook and the internet about a Detroit woman who allegedly gave birth to 14 children with 14 different men uses a photo taken from the Milford Mirror website. The Milford Mirror is investigating the use of the photo, which was taken at Milford Hospital in January of 2015. The Mirror article and the accompanying photo feature an area couple and their newborn baby, the first baby born at the local hospital in 2015. The photo has absolutely no connection to any articles about a woman reported to have had 14 children. The family members in the photo published on the Milford Mirror website last year are upset about the sudden and inaccurate notoriety. HAN Network, which publishes the Milford Mirror, is also investigating the improper use of the photo. Milford Hospital officials who actually took the photo and had permission to share it with the Milford Mirror are looking into the matter as well. But you can get updates on that story at milfordmirror.com. A Trumbull man was charged recently with allegedly dealing drugs in his driveway. Trumbull police said that 22-year-old Daniel Silva was dealing drugs in the driveway of his home on Main Street. According to a report, police arrived at the residence after a domestic dispute was made about a fight in progress. Upon arrival, one of the suspects fled on foot but was apprehended a short distance away. Police said that 25-year-old Rafael Cruz of Bridgeport was subsequently arrested for assault in the third degree, disorderly conduct, and 2 counts of violating a protective order. An investigation revealed that Silva was dealing drugs from the home, and police seized his vehicle used by Silva. The report said that police obtained 2 search warrants, one for the vehicle and a second for a small safe that was located inside. And when the warrants were served, detectives recovered 1.25 pounds of marijuana, almost $4,000 in cash, a scale, and packaging materials from the Main Street home. Lieutenant Leonard Cinto of the Trumbull Police Department said an arrest warrant for Silva was obtained on February 17th, and he surrendered himself at police headquarters. His bond was set at $10,000. And in some other news today, according to the Valley Independent Sentinel, authorities filed federal charges Friday against the man they think is responsible for selling the heroin that killed a Derby man and caused 2 overdoses in Shelton. 21-year-old Bradley Comerford faces a federal drug charge stemming from the alleged sale and delivery of heroin, according to Derby police. Authorities late Friday did not name the specific criminal charge, but said more information will be released today. Police and EMS responded to Hawthorne Avenue in Derby at about 5 a.m. last Wednesday. Inside a residence, they found the 23-year-old man in desperate need of medical attention. He died a short time later. The medical examiner has yet to release a cause and manner of death, but based on the initial investigation, police believe the victim overdosed from heroin he obtained from Comerford. A second Derby man died of a suspected overdose Wednesday evening on Summit Street. Comerford has not been charged in connection to that incident. The 2 deaths in Derby happened 24 hours after 2 non-fatal overdoses in Shelton. Comerford is suspected as the supplier in the Shelton overdoses as well. And Bridgeport police are investigating an armed robbery that occurred late Sunday night on Salem Street near Madison Avenue. According to Hearst, Connecticut media, the victim was robbed at gunpoint on the street by a black man wearing a ski mask, police said. The victim was not injured, and it wasn't immediately known what items or cash were taken. In Shelton, 2 men have been arrested in connection with a home invasion that took place on Geisler Drive back in December 2015. On Tuesday, February 16th, police arrested 21-year-old Ricardo Lara of Derby. Lara was charged with conspiracy to commit robbery in the first degree, conspiracy to commit home invasion, and intimidating a witness. Lara was also arrested last month in Shelton and charged with criminal possession of a firearm, carrying a pistol without a permit, and sale of a controlled substance. Ray Sosa, who's 41 years old, also from Derby, was arrested February 18th by Shelton police and was also charged with home invasion and conspiracy to commit home invasion, as well as robbery in the first degree. The arrests stem from a home invasion that occurred December 23rd on Geisler Drive in Shelton. The homeowners at the home reported that a black and Hispanic male entered their home with a handgun and demanded money at gunpoint. According to statements by police, the suspects stole cash, both the victims' cell phones, and other items. The victims were not harmed during the home invasion. An investigation by Shelton detectives revealed Sosa was allegedly the Hispanic suspect involved in the home invasion. A search warrant was executed at his Minerva Street home, and items taken from the home invasion were recovered there. The firearm used in the crime and the victims' cell phones were also recovered. Police say that Lara personally knew the victims and was involved in planning the home invasion. Shelton Detective Richard Bango said the case is still under investigation and other arrests are expected. And in other Shelton news, 20-year-old Alan Young of Bridgeport and 20-year-old Emmanuel Ranger of Shelton were arrested last week in connection with a burglary that took place in the spring of 2015. On February 17th, Shelton police arrested Young and charged him with larceny in the second degree, burglary, and criminal mischief. On Friday, February 19th, police arrested Ranger and charged him with larceny in the second degree, burglary, and criminal mischief. Ranger and Young were both incarcerated on unrelated charges, according to a statement sent out by police. Detective Chris Nugent said police were able to link Ranger and Young to other burglaries that have taken place in the area, which occurred around the same time frame in the Huntington section of Shelton. But we're going to switch gears now and throw it over to Rob Adams for a look at today's forecast. Rob?
All right, Kate, good morning, everyone. A sunny day, nice day, a high near 45. Tonight, partly cloudy. The low drops down to 26, wind chills between 20 and 25. To Tuesday, we've got a chance of snow later tomorrow afternoon. After 3 is the scheduled time right now. A partly sunny day, a high near 38, and wind chills between 20 and 30. It's a 30% chance of precipitation. Now that rolls into Tuesday night with rain, snow, sleet likely all before midnight, then rain and sleet likely between midnight and 3, rain likely after 3 tomorrow morning. For those of us who work in sports and are looking forward to girls basketball, this is when we go, oh no, this can really mess with the schedule. That's a conversation for another time. Cloudy night otherwise and a low 32, wind chill values between 25 and 30. Now the new snow and sleet accumulation will be really only less than half an inch possible, but the sleet, of course, is the thing that's going to kind of drive you crazy. To Wednesday, we get rain as we get back up to 45 degrees and the wind from 8 to 11 out of the northeast. 80% chance of precipitation, so that a little more definitive, but wet as opposed to the rain, the sleet and snow mess as well. Rain into Wednesday night as well. Temperatures rising to 52. To Thursday, rain likely before noon. Chance of showers afternoon, mostly cloudy, high 54. 31 and mostly cloudy for Thursday night. 38 is your high for Friday. 37 for Saturday. 35 for Sunday. Mostly sunny each day around the region right now. Milford at 45. Darien, you have 44. And right here in Shelton, 44 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Donald Eng takes a look back on this day in history. Rob has the latest in local sports, and we have more news coming up after this.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
It's the new year. The to-do list is long and it's easy to feel pulled in many directions at once. Your professional personal shoppers at Walter Stewart's are ready to check groceries off your list by shopping for you. Save extra time this year and spend it doing more important things. Great food and wine delivered to your home with the same-day service. Shop Stewart's online at stewartsmarket.com.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN network.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday, right here on the HAN network.
And we're back on this Monday edition of your coffee break on the HAN network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it over to Donald Eng for a look back on this day in history. Don?
Behold a miracle in a tiny barn in a tiny town. But first we go to 1632. Galileo's Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems is published. The book compares the Copernican system with the traditional Ptolemaic system. Under the Copernican system, the Earth and other planets orbit the Sun. Ptolemy thought everything in the universe circled the Earth. The following year, Galileo was found to be vehemently suspect of heresy based on the book, which was placed on the Index of Forbidden Books, from which the Church did not remove it until 1835. To 1819 we go. By the Adams-Onis Treaty, Spain sells Florida to the United States for $5 million and a promise that the U.S. would not pursue territorial claims in Texas. To 1879, Utica, New York, Frank Woolworth opens the Great 5-Cent Store. A few years later, he changed the name to Five and Dime Store. Woolworth was one of America's largest retailers for a century. 1919, the 16 battleships of the Great White Fleet, led by the USS Connecticut, return after a voyage around the world by order of President Theodore Roosevelt. The voyage had signaled the country's intention to become a naval power in the world. 1959, Lee Petty wins the first Daytona 500. He was not announced as the winner for 3 days after the race due to the closeness of the finish. Petty, to his dying day, insisted that Bill France of NASCAR purposely delayed announcing the winner in order to generate controversy. Lee's son Richard, by the way, finished 57th out of the 59 starters, blowing an engine on lap 9. And finally, now we go to 1980. I need to say nothing more. It was this.
43 seconds remaining. Morrow checked into the boards. It comes back to center ice. 37 seconds left in the game. Petrov with it. The Americans on top, 4-3. Long shot. Craig able to get a piece of it to sweep it away. 28 seconds. The crowd going insane. Karlamon shooting it into the American end again. Morrow is back there. Now Johnson, 19 seconds. Johnson over to Ramsey. Vilaletinov gets checked by Ramsey. McClanahan is there. The puck is still loose. 11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
That, of course, the miracle on ice in Lake Placid, New York. The U.S. Olympic hockey team, comprised mostly of teenagers, defeats the Soviet Union 4-3 in the Olympic semifinals. The Soviets had beaten Team USA 10-3 just a few weeks earlier, and for the game had outshot the Americans 39-16. Broadcaster Al Michaels famously paraphrased New York Times columnist Dave Anderson, who had written before the tournament, "Unless the ice melts, or unless the U.S. team or someone else performs a miracle, the Russians will easily win the Olympic gold for the 6th time in the last 7 Olympics." Instead, it was the U.S. who defeated Finland for the gold 2 days later, one of the great upsets in sports history 36 years ago today. That is your look back in history, and I am Donald Eng.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, getting back to a little more news today. On Friday, oil was found to be spilling into the Norwalk River, affecting parts of the river in Wilton, Ridgefield, and Reading. The source of the spill, according to Ridgefield Fire Chief Kevin Tappy, was likely a business at 58 Ethan Allen Highway or some pipe behind that location. Firefighters on Friday were mitigating the spill until they could determine its source. They used absorbent pads in the storm drain and put booms and pads in the culvert to keep the oil from getting into the river any more than it already had. A crew from the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection was also called to the scene, and Metro North Police had to be notified, according to officials, because they had to do some of the cleanup work on the train tracks in the area. But we're going to throw it back over to Rob Adams now for the latest in local sports. Rob?
All right, Kate, thank you. Of course, with the Miracle on Ice, everybody always will tell you they were there. Well, the building wasn't that big. And the funnier one, everyone saw it live. No, none of you saw it live. It was seen live in Canada, and here in the U.S. it was on tape delay. Go figure. But great stuff from Don. That just got me fired up for this morning. Ken Dryden was the color man that day. Think about that if you know your hockey. All right, the FCAC girls basketball semifinals are ready to go. On Saturday, the top-seeded Fairfield Ward Mustangs ran to a 54-42 win over number 8 Norwalk. Deja Polk and Shania Osborne both had 13 points in the win. The expected game of the day turned out to be a snoozer as number 4 Ridgefield rolled to a 66-40 win over Greenwich. Greenwich, the 5 seed. Jess Camarda had 19 for the Tigers. Number 2 Stamford topped number 7 Wilton 51-28 as Tiana England goes off for 18 for the Knights. And number 3 Trumbull over number 6 Ludlow 52-34. Claudia Tucci had 18 points for the Eagles. So the semifinals are set now with Stamford and Trumbull meeting at 6 and Ridgefield and Ward in the nightcap. Both games will be played right here on the HAN network, and they'll be live at Fairfield Ludlow High School. So as always, we want you to come to the games for sure, but bring your smartphone, bring your tablet, bring whatever it is, so you can watch us, you can listen to us, but you can also be there to support the girls and support the FCAC as well. All right, now some other stuff from over the weekend. Danbury won the team championship in the state track and field tournament as well as the Class XXL wrestling title. Brian McMahon finished second in track and field while Ward was the wrestling runner-up. Now, stop me if you've heard these names before. Eric Vanderels and this girl named Hannah DeBalzi. They were among the individual champions on the track. They've just won everything. Congratulations also goes to the other champions as well. And for the wrestlers, Charlie Kane, Timmy Kane, Joey Ryan, and the other wrestling champions, congratulations to one and all. We know the FCAC girls semifinals scheduled for Wednesday at the Darien Ice Rink. In game number 1, New Canaan will take on number 3 Ridgefield, and that will be at 6 o'clock, while the top seed Darien plays number 4 Stamford West Hill Staples, and that will be at 7:40, and both games live right here on the HAN network. We'll be up in the dance studio. Wave to us. We'll look down and say hello. On the schedule today, we've got swimming and diving, as you've got the swim trials at Greenwich High School at 4:30. Then there are boys basketball games of note as we get into the last week of the regular season for the boys. Ward is at Norwalk, West Hill home for Wilton, Central at St. Joseph, Trinity Catholic at Staples, Danbury goes to New Canaan, Darien home for Greenwich, Trumbull at Ridgefield, Stamford at Ludlow. Stamford-Ludlow, a pretty good big game in that you've got teams trying to figure out their seeding, so that should be a good one as well. Boys ice hockey, couple of games. Darien and Trumbull at the rinks at Shelton at 4. Ridgefield and Fairfield Prep are at the Wonderland of Ice. Bring an extra jacket. St. Joseph and New Canaan are at the Darien Ice Rink, and Fairfield takes on Conard at Veterans Memorial Rink. Finally, from girls ice hockey, there is one game. Fairfield and Greenwich scheduled for 4:40 today, but again, seeds are all set to go in girls ice hockey. With sports, I'm Rob Adams. Nutmeg Sports comes your way at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN network. Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, getting back to a little more news today, lawyers for the company that made the rifle used to kill 20 first graders and 6 educators at Sandy Hook Elementary School are expected to ask a Connecticut judge to dismiss a wrongful death lawsuit filed by families of some of the massacre victims. Freedom Group, the Madison, North Carolina parent company of the AR-15 maker Bushmaster Firearms, is arguing that it is protected by a 2005 federal law that shields gun manufacturers from most lawsuits over criminal use of their products. Lawyers for the plaintiffs, who include the families of 9 children and adults who died and a teacher who survived, say the lawsuit is permitted under an exception to the federal law that allows litigation against companies that know or should know that their weapons are likely to be used in a way that risks injury to others. The victim's attorneys say the lawsuit appears to be the first of its kind against a manufacturer to claim that exception. And in Milford news, a Fairfield man was charged with assault and breach of peace after he allegedly hit a man with a metal object at his former place of business in Milford. Police say that at 8:30 in the morning on February 18th, police responded to a Boston Post Road business. They say that William Vanoy, who's 52 years old and from Fairfield, had shown up at the former workplace and struck a current employee with a metal signpost. Vanoy was arrested and an employee was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. He was released from police custody on a promise to appear in court on March 15th. And substance abuse among Wilton's youth will be the topic of a presentation at the Wilton Library tomorrow, Tuesday, February 23rd, from 10 to 11:30, called Not My Kid: What's Really Happening with Marijuana, Binge Drinking, and E-Cigarettes in Wilton. The Wilton Youth Council, Library, Silver Hill Hospital, and Positive Directions are sponsoring this educational event for parents, during which the results of Positive Directions' 2014 and 15 youth and parent surveys on substance abuse in Wilton will be discussed. Parental perception of substance abuse and deterrence will be addressed, and there will be information about binge drinking, e-cigarettes, and marijuana, and risks that parents might not have considered. But you can get a lot more on that program at wiltonbulletin.com. We're going to step out for a break. When we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today on your coffee break after this.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. The construction is incredible, whether it's the floors, the fireplace, the moldings, the lighting. It's as peaceful as my home was in the middle of the woods. It feels like a house. It does not feel like a condo or a townhome. I feel like I'm in my house.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
Here at the Organic Yard, we use bionutritional products in our lawn care programs, which reduces the need for fertilizers, nitrates, phosphates, and pesticides up to 80%, making a safer environment for your family and pets. With our organic lawn treatment, you'll receive vigorous, healthy plants with improved root development and better drought resistance. Enroll now in our 2016 Organic Yard program and get a free organic deer tick treatment. Call us today at 914-764-5491 or go to our website at millerslandscapinginc.com.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
The 2016 FCAC playoffs are coming to the HAN network. We'll have all of the big games beginning February 23rd on the court and on the ice. And we'll have it all live and streaming HD. This is your home for the 2016 FCAC Winter Championships. The HAN network.
We're back on this Monday edition of Your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the stories we're following today, including an article that has gone viral on Facebook and the internet about a Detroit woman who allegedly gave birth to 14 children with 14 different men, uses a photo stolen from the Milford Mirror website. The Milford Mirror is investigating the use of the photo, which was taken at Milford Hospital in January of 2015. The Mirror article and the accompanying photo feature an area couple and their newborn baby, the first baby born at the hospital in 2015. The photo has absolutely no connection to any articles about a woman reported to have had 14 children. The family members in the photo published on the website last year are upset about the sudden and inaccurate notoriety. HAN Network, which publishes the Milford Mirror, is also investigating the improper use of that photo. Milford Hospital officials who took the photo and sent it to the Milford Mirror to share are also investigating. You can get updates on that bizarre story at milfordmirror.com. A Trumbull man was charged recently with allegedly dealing drugs in his driveway. Trumbull police say that 22-year-old Daniel Silva was dealing drugs in the driveway of his home on Main Street in Trumbull. According to a report, police arrived at the residence after a domestic dispute call was made about a fight in progress. And upon arrival, one of the suspects fled on foot but was apprehended a short distance away. Police say that 25-year-old Rafael Cruz of Bridgeport was arrested for assault in the third degree, disorderly conduct, and 2 counts of violating a protective order. An investigation revealed that Silva, however, was dealing drugs from that home, and police seized his vehicle. The report said that police obtained 2 search warrants, one for the vehicle and a second for a small safe located inside. And when the warrants were served, detectives recovered more than a pound of marijuana, about $4,000 in cash, a scale, and packaging materials. Lieutenant Leonard Cinto of the Trumbull Police Department said an arrest warrant for Silva was obtained on February 17th, and he surrendered himself at police headquarters. According to the Valley Independent Sentinel, authorities have filed federal charges Friday against the man they think is responsible for selling heroin that killed a Derby man and caused 2 overdoses in Shelton. 21-year-old Bradley Comerford faces a federal drug charge stemming from the alleged sale and delivery of heroin, according to Derby police. Authorities late Friday did not name the specific criminal charge, but said more information will be released today. Police and EMS responded to 156 Hawthorne Avenue in Derby at about 5 a.m. Wednesday. Inside a residence, they found the 23-year-old man in desperate need of medical attention. He died a short time later. The medical examiner has yet to release a cause and manner of death, but based on the initial investigation, police believe the victim overdosed from heroin he obtained from Comerford. A second Derby man died of a suspected overdose Wednesday evening on Summit Street. Comerford has not been charged in connection with that incident. The 2 deaths in Derby happened 24 hours after 2 non-fatal overdoses in Shelton. Comerford is suspected as the supplier in the Shelton overdose cases as well. But we're going to throw it back to Rob Adams for one final look at today's forecast. Rob?
All right, thanks, Kate. Sunny day, high near 45. Tonight, partly cloudy, low around 26. Thursday, or rather, I beg your pardon, Tuesday. I wish it was Wednesday jumping into Thursday. I'm ahead of myself. Chance of snow after 3. Now, it's a 30% chance of snow. Partly sunny day otherwise. High near 38, wind chills between 20 and 30. Tuesday night, we'll get into a mix. Rain, snow, sleet likely before midnight. Rain and sleet likely between midnight and 3. Then all rain after 3 rolling through Wednesday. Low 32 for tomorrow night. The high coming up to 45 for Wednesday. And precipitation really only about a ½ inch possible. So, okay, we'll hope for the best. To Wednesday night, rain heavy at times, temperatures rising to 52. For Thursday, mostly cloudy, a high near 54. 31 for Thursday night, 38, 37, and 35, mostly sunny throughout the weekend. There you go. As we look around the region right now, not too bad out there. We have, it's taking a little longer than I would like, Milford at 45, Darien at 44, Shelton right here, 44 degrees. I'll see you for Nutmeg at 2, Kate.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's time for a little health buzz with Griffin Hospital, so keep watching. We'll be back right after this.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. If that's the case, keep one thing in mind. It's always summer at the dock shop. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. The dock shop is not your average bait and tackle store. They offer a wide array of products, including apparel, jewelry, home furnishings, and some flat-out cool stuff, all with a nautical theme, most made in the USA. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
The 2016 FCAC playoffs are coming to the HAN Network. We'll have all of the big games beginning February 23rd on the court and on the ice. And we'll have it all live and streaming HD. This is your home for the 2016 FCAC Winter Championships. The HAN Network.
And we're back on this Monday edition of Your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and I'm joined by two special guests right now from the Lions Low Vision Center at Griffin Hospital, occupational therapist Leslie Prescott and Len Berger of the Lions Club of Fairfield and New Haven Counties. Both of you, welcome.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks so much for coming. Now tell us, what is low vision?
Low vision is a degree of vision loss, and it's usually caused by such things as glaucoma, macular degeneration, and due to the vision loss, people can't get the quality of life that they'd like to have. And this cannot be corrected by surgery, glasses, contact lenses, or medication. And that's where the low vision program steps in.
And I know the Lions Club has always been involved in kind of vision issues. Where does that come from? How did that start?
Oh, it goes all the way back to 1930. Wow. Helen Keller addressed the Lions International Convention. And of course, she was blind, and she challenged the Lions way back then to be the Knights of the Blind, to go through and focus specifically on issues related to the eye. That's how it got started. And then in 1990, in Connecticut, we started the Lions Low Vision Centers. And just recently, we partnered with Griffin Hospital. So that's how it all got started.
That's great. And Leslie, tell me a little bit about the Low Vision Center and what happens there and what it's all about.
Well, the role of occupational therapy in low vision, just as Lynn went over, we're trained experts in environmental modification as well as activity analysis. We are also trained experts in adaptive equipment and also assistive technology. So with that, we train the person with the low vision how to use their usable vision. Like Lynn said, they're not completely blind. They do have some areas where they can see. So we train them how to use that in order to just participate in daily activity. So what we do is we educate the patient on how to use another part of their retina in order to see, let's say, a medicine bottle instructions clearly using one of the handheld magnifiers. So all in all, with occupational therapy, we have like a holistic approach. Okay. We kind of adapt the environment and activity to fit the person, and the person is always an important part of the team.
And now, how big of an issue is this, and how many people just kind of live their lives not getting maybe the help they need with a problem like this?
It's very prevalent. And a lot of baby boomers are aging in place. Mm-hmm. They're not going to any type of short-term rehabilitation center. They're on their own, they're living alone, and a lot of people are living with low vision, and social isolation is high, and depression is also high because they don't want to go to dinner or play bingo because they can't see anymore. So that's why with the Lions and Griffin, we add that support so that we can make them a little bit more independent in their environment.
Yeah. And Len, why is it important for the Lions to get involved with Griffin Hospital in this way?
Well, we have reached out to several hospitals, Griffin Hospital being right here in the valley. Mm-hmm. It's important to us because we're the fundraising part of the program, the partnership. There's over 50 Lions clubs in the New Haven, Fairfield counties. Wow. They raise the funds, and through our Low Vision Center committee, we're able to provide the devices that the occupational therapists have analyzed the patient needs to see better, have a better quality of life. Mm-hmm. So all that we provide as far as instruments, and again, there's magnifiers and enlarged computer boards and everything, they're free.
Wow.
Because of the Lions.
Wow, that's incredible. Tell us a little bit about some of what we have in front of us here.
Well, this is a stand magnifier. I just I have to add that the magnifiers are prescribed by the ophthalmologist or optometrist. So once we receive the prescription, they tell us exactly what power the patient is appropriate for the patient. So our role as an occupational therapist, if the patient, let's say, has a more central vision loss, we teach them how to use like more peripheral vision in order to actually see letters on a paper or read a menu. Yeah. And then we evaluate just based on the patient's body mechanics and what difficulty they have, if they would benefit from more of a stand magnifier where it just stays on the paper and they read it, or if they really need something where they can hold up.
It, right. Yeah. Interesting. And the keyboard?
The keyboard also, as you can see, it's a high contrast keyboard. The letters are enlarged as well as the contrast between black and white, because contrast is really difficult with people with low vision. So basically this keyboard would allow a person with low vision to see the keys a little bit more accurately. And black and white is a very good contrast. So basically we also have different contrasts like yellow and black. So there's a lot of other devices that the Lions donate to Griffin Hospital in order for us to see where the needs are with the patient.
That's really great. And like you said, it's giving people back some of their independence that they might have lost.
And there's over 75 different devices that are available to them. And it's very easy for any of the viewers to get involved with the program.
Please tell us how.
All they have to do is go to their eye care professional within 30 days and get diagnosed and prescribed as needing a low vision evaluation. What happens then is they contact Griffin Hospital or the center that we have in the telephone section and just request an appointment. The doctor sends over a prescription, and the rest, they get a call from Leslie and some of her team, and they do the total evaluation, let us know what devices are needed, and we send them right over to the Low Vision Center at Griffin Hospital.
That's great. And now there is a program happening this week, or going on this week, February 25th?
Yes, we have a Healthy You. It's located at Griffin Hospital, and it's from 6 to 8 o'clock. And again, the Lions, Lynn will be there. I will present for Griffin Hospital, and we'll have Dr. Sokol. He's an ophthalmologist in the area. He's going to talk. And we're going to just really further discuss low vision and the benefits of therapy, as well as the adaptive devices that's free of charge to the patient.
That's incredible. That's really great. And again, where can people get more information if they need it?
You can contact Griffin Hospital at 203-732-7445.
And on the web, right? griffinhospital.org.
There you go.
Sure.
So, all
right. And if somebody lives outside of the area, all they have to do is call a toll-free number for the Lion Low Vision Center. And that's 1-866-319-9733, and indicate that they would like to go to one of our other low vision centers, which could be at St. Mary's up in Waterbury, University, Quinnipiac University, Danbury Hospital. But of course, most of your viewers being here in the Valley would be better off contacting Griffin Hospital at, again, it was what, 732?
732-7445.
That's great. Well, great work that both of you are doing. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for your coffee break. We'll be back tomorrow at 11. Have a great day, everyone.